What's going on, boxing fans? It's your boy Pool Kind of Boxing coming back at you with another boxing live stream for the boxing heads and the boxing minds. Okay, there's been a lot of speculation out there about Errol Spence Jr. saying that his eye is worried about his eye and was it going to be a problem in the Ugas fight? Mikey Garcia, what I'm saying, he came out, you don't know if it's shade or real concern, but I doubt if a guy who whipped my ass that bad, what I'm saying, I wouldn't be concerned about his eye. Matter of fact, I would hope his eye was messed up, what I'm saying, against Ugas. And so, they interviewed Mikey Garcia and he had a lot to say about his concerns about Errol Spence Jr. eye, and this has been going around, what I'm saying, every time, Errol Spence Jr. get into a car accident, what I'm saying, people got something to say about his condition and worried about what kind of condition he in and is it going to affect him in his fight. And the man has got to be tough as nails to be able to survive that car accident and his torn retina. The fight that he was supposed to have was Pacquiao, and Pacquiao, what I'm saying, he had to drop out because we don't know if it happened in sparring, the eye retina thing, what I'm saying, but either way, he had to have surgery to get it done. But I've been looking at the fights and seeing what each fighter could probably exploit. Ugas, a lot of people don't understand that Ugas is a very highly skilled and high boxing IQ type of fighter. What I'm saying? He don't just get in there to slug, he's a thinking type fighter in there. And, with that Cuban discipline, he matches Jr. perfectly because Errol Spence Jr. is a thinking type fighter himself. And, Ugas is really calm under pressure and he's a big welterweight. And he's 5'9", what I'm saying? He's huge, what I'm saying, for the welterweight division. Plus, he has a vast amount of experience. Especially, he comes out of the high guard, just like Errol Spence Jr., and he's very slick. And he's, his boxing mind, you can see it, what I'm saying, in the clips that I've shown you, what I'm saying, on my other videos. He is very slick. He is very smart in the ring, and he's not afraid to take chances. And so he will take a punch to give a punch, and this is why this matchup is so good, because Ugas been after Errol Spence Jr. for a while, and because he didn't have a belt, Errol Spence Jr., he's trying to, become undisputed, what I'm saying. Now that Ugas has a belt, what I'm saying, Ugas has a chance, and Ugas is looking forward to the chance of beating Errol Spence Jr., and that's why this fight is going to be so good, because Ugas has been waiting for an opportunity to fight Errol Spence Jr. And, what I'm saying, long as he comes to win, long as he's in top shape, this is going to be a really good fight. There's not, we can't just say, anybody who's been watching boxing can't just say Errol Spence Jr. is going to go in there and wash Ugas, because Ugas he is that good. So let's take a look at one of the things that I saw. I think that puts Errol Spence Jr. that give him an edge in these fights, even against Terrence Crawford. And I think a lot of fans have a lot of wishful thinking, but Errol Spence Jr. A lot of his abilities come from his ability to take a punch and his ability, his physicality. You know what I'm saying? Because he's able to absorb punches. I see that in Jerome Bruce Ennis also. He's able to absorb a punch to stay in punching range. And I saw this in the Porter fight where he's able to stay close and deflect punches. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand, a lot of boxing fans, they're looking at punches land, but they don't see the placement and the positioning, that Errol Spence Jr. is doing, you know what I'm saying, too, because he's trying to knock you out. That's what Errol Spence Jr. He's trying to wear you down, you know, to the body by placing his punches, you know what I'm saying, to get you up out of there. And I'm pretty sure Sean Porter understood this because I heard at one point in the fight, you know, his father, Kenny Porter, told Sean to give up the body, you know what I'm saying, to go for the head. So they were looking for the more flashier, cleaner shots. But Errol Spence Jr. wanted to get him up out of there. So let's look at this little clip. Let me see if I can bring it up. I'm going to add it to the stream. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Let's see. Let's see if I can add this thing. And my stream, yeah, it's a little slow where I'm at. Let's see. Okay, so here. Okay, so you see Sean Porter. I don't know why it's a little slow, y'all. And Sean, so he's staying close, shelling up, and he's deflecting. Look at, I want you to check out Errol Spence Jr. defense. You know what I'm saying? And how he's, you know, he's staying close, but he's trying to pinpoint his shots to the body. You know, why he's deflecting blows. Okay. So you can see from Errol Spence Jr. movement, he can box Sean Porter. A lot of people say, you know, even Blue Blood said that he had no choice. But if you look, you know, Spence can move. You know what I'm saying? He can move, and he can avoid this stuff if he want to. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I didn't understand, that people were saying, like, you know, he had to fight Sean the way he fought him. But, you know what I'm saying, there's many clips in that Sean Porter fight that shows you that that Errol can move, you know what I'm saying, and box. You know what I'm saying? And that's not just fanboy stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Let me drop this link, you know what I'm saying, in case anybody want to come up. Let me see. Sorry, I didn't set up. Let's see. Go ahead and put this clip in it. This link in. So I dropped the links in the chat. Okay, so you can see, you know, Earl, you know, one thing he does, he does very subtle defense tactics, you know what I'm saying? And let me cut that. Ooh, got the auto on. That'll get me banned. Let's see. So I'm cut that off. I thought I had muted that out. Okay, so check him out. Okay, I want you to see how he deflects these shots. You know what I'm saying? Why he pinpoints his shots. You know what I'm saying? On Sean. Now Sean, he's getting off some, but you know, Errol is staying in there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to pinpoint that midsection. You know, and Ugas, you know, he's good. He's good at that inside, that mid-range area. You know, just like right here where Sean is, that's where Ugas is going to try to be successful with Errol Spence Jr. Let me see. I don't know why it's like just moving a little slow, y'all. Let me see. And Ugas' hands are faster than Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Ugas gonna have some success. He's gonna have some success on the inside. You know, it's just a matter of, is he strong enough, you know what I'm saying, for 12 rounds, you know what I'm saying, to bang it out. Because I don't see Ugas boxing Errol Spence Jr. You know, he don't have the legs for it. At 35 years old, Ugas, you know what I'm saying, he can't be bouncing all over the ring. Even though he can move laterally a little bit, but for him to be effective, he's going to have to For Ugas to be effective, he's going to have to stay in that little mid-range area where he's good at getting off his shots and, beating Errol Spence Jr. to the punch. And I do believe he can beat Errol Spence to the punch, but the only problem is he don't have a lot of power. You know what I'm saying? He don't have a lot of power. Ugas also like to go to the body, man. He's a body snatcher too. You know what I'm saying? But, if it's looking like Errol Spence Jr. can compete on the inside with Ugas, it's Errol Spence Jr. ring IQ. That's really good. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize how good he thinks. You can see him deflecting these shots, you know what I'm saying, ducking when he needs to. And you know what I'm saying? So here's another clip of Errol Spence Jr. switching it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? In boxing and deflecting punches. Okay. Okay, we're gonna wait for that clip to come up. So here is oh, it didn't come in. Okay, so okay. So with Danny Garcia, he used his reach. I don't know why this thing ain't playing. There we go. Okay, so with Danny Garcia, you know what I'm saying, he used his reach and calculated pressure. Just looking for openings, you know what I'm saying? Just putting his jab out there. And when Danny would come back, you know what I'm saying, with a jab or something, he'd just deflect it off his gloves, giving him changing levels, you know what I'm saying, giving Danny Garcia different looks, you know what I'm saying? And just keeping on the pressure. Just keeping on the pressure. The problem with Danny is he's a counterpuncher, just like Ugas. And Ugas does this sometimes too. You know what I'm saying? He waits, you know what I'm saying, for opportunities. But see, with Errol Spence Jr., he's not going to sit up there and let you think. You know what I'm saying? He's going to do this. You know what I'm saying? He's going to apply pressure, calculated pressure, with that busy jab. You see what I'm saying? And he's going to make you make a decision. It's either you're going to fire off, punches, you know what I'm saying, that he can counter you. See, and if he see that you are a counter puncher, he'll take the initiative. You know what I'm saying? If he see you take the initiative, he's going to try to catch you, you know what I'm saying, to the body. He's going to try to catch you with a good shot. And this is Errol Spence Jr., greatest attribute, is his ring IQ. You know what I'm saying? And Danny here is finding that out. You know what I'm saying? But Ugas has a lot more boxing IQ than Danny Garcia. Ugas ain't gonna just sit there and let Errol Spence Jr. do this to him. You know what I'm saying? And stay busy, because Ugas he has fast hands. He can put combinations together, and he's not afraid to move forward. And that's what's going to be interesting to see both of these guys, head to head, because Ugas don't go backwards too tough. You know what I'm saying? Unless you catch him with something really good, you know what I'm saying? Ugas, he's going to move forward. You know what I'm saying? He's very aggressive. And it's going to be interesting to see high guard for high guard, which one can outsmart each other. Because I believe both of their IQs are probably about the same, because Ugas has been through it. He's fought many different styles. And he's seen pressure styles like Errol Spence Jr., but it's going to come down to a lot of the intangibles. You know what I'm saying? The strength of Errol Spence Jr. and the strength of Yordenis Ugas. You know what I'm saying? The upper body strength, who can, like when Errol Spence Jr., you throw and he grabs you and he brings you in, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing, and see who can position for the punches on the inside. And I think that's what this fight is going to look like. You know, because I believe the outside is going to be in Errol Spence Jr. favor with that volume jab that he has. And I don't think Ugas has an answer for it. He has that looping, he has a looping right, and he mostly uses his left hook for when he's on the inside digging in. So I never see Ugas, you know what I'm saying, when he jabs, he'll maybe double jab from the outside, but he's trying to get into that little mid-range area where he likes to light you up with them fast hands. And you know, Errol Spence Jr., he will move back. You see what I'm saying? So he's not like a stationary type fighter who just want to bang. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to see what his opponents are going to do and what they're going to give him and what's going to be more effective. And I think with Danny Garcia, he knows he has power right here. So he's, you know, mixing it up, you know what I'm saying, the range on Danny, because he knows Danny is a counterpuncher who will catch you with that no look left hook. And so you can see he's prepared for it because he blocked it quite a few times in this fight. But with Sean Porter, see, you can see the difference. Let's go back to the Sean Porter one, where he's. Let's go back to the Sean Porter way. I just wanted you to see on that one where he deflecting a lot of those shots that Sean Porter looked like he was kind of dogging Errol Spence Jr., but he was like really deflecting a lot of that stuff to get in some good body work. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about Earl. You know what I'm saying? He don't care about, you know, how pretty he looks in the fight. You know what I'm saying? His style is very basic. You know what I'm saying? But it's his mind and the way he uses his defense is awesome, man. It's pretty nuanced. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the fight over and over and you see what he's doing in there, you know what I'm saying? Some of the blows that Sean throws, he'll let it pass by. Some he'll deflect. Some he'll smother. And it's just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? While it looks like Sean just pushing forward, you know, he calculated in that cool, calm, under pressure. See how he's using his elbow? You know what I'm saying? Smothering Sean, you know what I'm saying, from getting off on the inside. And I know it's hard for a tall fighter like Earl. You know, he has to get down, you know what I'm saying, and dig, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, he got to find the angles to get his punches off. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me see, nobody came in yet. So he has to find the angles to get his punches off. And in this clip, you can see him, you know what I'm saying, just kind of picking off Sean, dodging and getting around his shots. And you know, Sean is the faster fighter here. You know, he's not, you know, he's not as quick as Sean, but he's picking his spots. You know what I'm saying? And he's getting in his pinpoint accuracy shots. You know, like I said, at one point in the fight, Kenny said, just give up your body. He's saying, go for Errol's head. And that's what was happening, you know what I'm saying? And I just was like, wow, just looking at the way he's, you know, rolling with punches, the way he's, you know, you see one point in the fight where he was ducking and moving out the way of Sean Porter. Now, Sean Porter was on his heels, but you could see that Errol Spence Jr. can really move. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say he's flat-footed, but that's only because that's what his style requires, you know what I'm saying, to get leverage, you know what I'm saying, on his shots. In the Lamont Peterson fight, even though Lamont Peterson was an older guy, you could see some of the movement that Errol Spence Jr., you know what I'm saying, could use in the ring when he wants to. That's a tool that he can use. You know, he don't have the footwork of Terrence Crawford, but because of the leverage he's trying to get, you know what I'm saying, on the shot to create power, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's the type of fighter that can muster a lot of power, you know what I'm saying, while he's jumping around. So that's why he fights in the style that he does to get more power and stuff on his shots. So, you know, look like he's being trained by some other guy for this fight. He's got a new nutritionist and strengthening coach. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, unless he's going to bring Blu-ray in at some point, I don't know. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to see what Errol Spence Jr. looked like at 31. You know what I'm saying? In full. At 100%. I don't think that Errol Spence Jr. is going to be. I don't think he's going to be. 80% or 60%, anything like that in this fight. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be, fully healthy, for this fight. And you know, you can see here where his offense is real nuanced here, man. It's like he can pick off them shots. I think that's going to be something that plays a big part. What I'm saying, in his victory against Ugas, but Ugas can do the same thing, because Ugas like picking off shots on his gloves. I don't know what happened. What I'm saying, I just had the clips up, but yeah, that was that's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that a lot of people don't understand that Earl Smith Jr. is good at picking off them shots, and it's going to come down to the ring IQ of both fighters. You know what I'm saying? I think they're both. I think they're both. What I'm saying, are equally matched, but I think the age difference is going to play a part. And I think Ugas being 35 years old, what I'm saying, even though he's in top shape, I don't think he's going to be able to deal with Errol Spence Jr. physicality and his youth. What I'm saying, in this fight. I think that's going to play a big role into breaking down Ugas to the body. Um, I think Ugas going to stay in there as long as possible. I think he's going to have a lot of success in touching Errol Spence Jr., digging to the body. I think he's going to really test Errol Spence Jr. early. He's not going to back down, and I think this is going to be a real exciting fight. You know what I'm saying? You might see Errol Spence Jr. come in trying to jab, seeing how Ugas adjusts to his volume jab. Will Ugas be able to time Errol Spence Jr. volume jab? And that's going to be interesting to see, because I know Ugas going to probably try to stay out of range. Then he's going to try to loop in with that looping right. His jab, what I'm saying, is not that effective. Um, what I'm saying? Ugas, he only uses his jab to get in range to throw those body combinations, what I'm saying? And, what I'm saying, it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be real interesting to see how he solves the problem of Errol Spence Jr. jab, what I'm saying? And who is going to get backed up against the ropes, what I'm saying? But I can see Ugas, jumping in, timing Errol Spence Jr. jab, and countering, because Errol Spence Jr. sometimes he don't bring the jab back. Sometimes he throws a lazy jab. What I'm saying? Kell Brook was catching Errol Spence Jr. a lot. What I'm saying? But he was a lot younger then. That was his first championship fight. But still, he gets caught over that jab a lot. Um, you know, but Earl can switch it up. His timing, and you know it's good. It's kind of interesting to see in that Danny Garcia fight how he switched up his timing, and he played with different levels, giving them different looks in that fight. But Danny Garcia is a very slow fighter. He's a very slow fighter, man. He don't make very good adjustments. You know what I'm saying, on the fly in the ring, and he don't have a lot of tools to deal with, what I'm saying, a busy type fighter, but Ugas does. Ugas, he can stand there and he can pick off, shots and return shots. And that's going to be interesting to see what adjustments that Errol Spence Jr. make in this fight. You know what I'm saying? And I think they both, are just that good. When you have two fighters with this kind of experience, meet on a high level, it's not just going to be a slugfest. We're going to see some good action. We're going to see two really high caliber fighters. I wish this fight could have happened maybe 2 or 3 years ago when Ugas was maybe, a little younger. Because I don't think when you have two fighters of this high caliber, I don't think that Ugas going to be the last at 35. Because they are at the top of their game. And, the same goes for Terrence Crawford, who's 34. I wish the fight could have happened 4 years ago. That way, that way the youth thing wouldn't be such a big deal because I don't see many 34-year olds able to, you saw Wilder, when he turned 35. When he was 34, when he was 33, he could fight those guys and knock them out. It was not a problem for Wilder to knock those guys out when he was 32, 33. But when you start talking about 34 and when you start talking about 35, then you start talking about, not being the same, having the same kind of vitality in the ring. And that's something that's going to be a problem for Ugas. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be as fresh, as he was, 2 or 3 years ago. And Errol Spence Jr., he's still young. He's still, hungry at the top of his game. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They're fighting at the time that they're fighting. And, Errol Spence Jr., he's got the youth on his side. And so that means that if they get into a war of attrition, Errol Spence Jr. got the advantage there. But don't get me wrong, Ugas, he is a special type fighter. He's just not going to give Errol Spence Jr. He's just not going to give in to Errol Spence Jr. So if he can outthink Errol Spence Jr., in that mid-range area, he's gonna give Errol Spence Jr. a lot to think about. I mean, think about it. He beat Pacquiao, and we're looking at Ugas different now because he beat Pacquiao. And even though it was a 40-something-year-old Pacquiao, he's still Pacquiao. You could see, Pacquiao thinking in that ring. He just didn't have, he didn't have the energy. He didn't have, he wasn't himself. He couldn't throw 1,000 punches in a round, and he didn't have the reflexes. So, it just wasn't there for him. And, but Ugas, he was the one to get it done. Manny Pacquiao was able to beat Keith Thurman 2 years, earlier. So, he still had a little something left. So we got to see. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to see if, what Ugas brings to the table. You know what I'm saying? If he can bring, if he's at the top of his game, shit, you know what I'm saying? Hell, it might go down to the wire to a unanimous decision, right? So if it goes down to a unanimous decision, you know what I'm saying, that's not going to look good for Errol Spence Jr. in his case of fighting Terrence Crawford, not business wise, but as far as the possibility of him beating Terrence Crawford, because everybody look at Terrence Crawford like he's pound for pound number one, and so if Terrence Crawford is pound for pound number one, if he does like a UD with Ugas, then everybody's gonna look at Errol Spence Jr. like, what I'm saying, he won't be able to compete with Errol Spence Jr. on that level. And what I'm saying, so he's gonna have to. I think Errol Spence Jr. is gonna have to make a statement in this fight. He's gonna have to make a statement. Um, he's gonna have to show that he's back 100%. He did a great job against Danny Garcia. He did an okay job against Sean Porter, and all these guys are kind of close. But going into the Terrence Crawford fight, what I'm saying, he wants to show some improvement, and it's kind of hard to gauge when he's coming off injuries. Like I said, you could see some of the experience and things he picked up dealing with Danny Garcia. Showing his range control, showing his his controlled aggression, showing that saying he can change levels, he can mix it up. What I'm saying, he can move. So he showed a few things in that Danny Garcia fight, but you can do that against a flat-footed fighter like Danny Garcia. What I'm saying. So Terrence Crawford, he went to that fight. He went to that Danny Garcia fight, and I think he wanted to see. I think he really thought. I think Terrence Crawford really thought that Danny Garcia was gonna beat Errol Spence Jr. What I'm saying? So he wanted to be there when that happened, and I'm pretty sure he was surprised to see Errol Spence Jr. jab him to death. You know what I'm saying? And that's not something. That's not something I'm sure Terrence Crawford would admit. But Terrence Crawford fought Danny Garcia in the amateurs, and I think they were like something like 1-for-1 or something like that. But he faced Danny Garcia, so he knows what Danny Garcia can do, and he probably went there to see the upset, or maybe Errol Spence Jr. might get knocked out. And I'm pretty sure he was disappointed when he saw that Errol Spence Jr. came in and did what he did to Danny Garcia. So, in my opinion, Danny Garcia is going to have to, not Danny Garcia, but Errol Spence Jr., he's going to have to, come back and show us something, what I'm saying, and make a statement against Ugas. And, Ugas, he ain't going to just lay down for Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, what I'm saying, it's going to be a high caliber type of fight, championship fight. Ugas got that WBA belt, and Errol Spence Jr. is unified. So both of these fighters are going to be fighting hard. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a lot to lose, and Ugas coming up. Nobody really paid him much attention out of all the welterweights. Even though if you watch his fights, what I'm saying, you can see the skill. What I'm saying, you can see what kind of fighter he is, and he never got the respect that everybody else got. What I'm saying, he was never inside the loop of the fighter. So he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he was saying today. I don't know if it's today, but I just know it was an article where he said, it's going to be a good day for Cuban boxing, and he's looking forward to the challenge, and said he always wanted this fight, and I believe him. You know what I'm saying? He always wanted to fight Errol Spence Jr. So we know that Ugas has always you know what I'm saying, thought that he was on the level of Terrence Crawford. You know, he said he wanted to fight Terrence Crawford. He said he wanted to fight Danny Gar. He wanted to fight all them guys. So now he got the chance. Ugas feel like he got something to prove. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot to prove. And that's why I think it's going to be hard to beat him. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he's a champion. Um, you know, Errol Spence Jr. is fighting these guys. It's almost like you know when you the team to beat. You know what I'm saying? Basketball or football, and you play like a you play like a good team. They're gonna play even better once they fight. Once they play the you know what I'm saying, the ex champions or something like that. They raise their level of play because you know what I'm saying. You coming in with all this hype. You know what I'm saying? They want to take you down. You know what I'm saying? Like when Alabama was winning all the championships, you know what I'm saying? And you know, some little team come in there, they be playing their ass off, you know what I'm saying? Alabama be struggling, you know what I'm saying? Because and you never heard of the team, but they're raising their level of play because they're playing against the best. And I think that's what's gonna happen. I think that's what's gonna happen in this Ugas fight. I think Ugas gonna raise the level of his game because he's fighting Errol Spence Jr. And you know what I'm saying? Errol Spence Jr. gonna have to be in the best shape of his life because you know Ugas might be thinking like everybody else. He might be thinking like you know Errol Spence Jr. ain't 100%, and he might be shooting for Errol Spence Jr. eye. You know what I'm saying? He might be going for that eye just to see how it holds up, just to test it. I know Ugas, you know, with that right hook, he can aim for that eye. That's a looping shot that he does. Uh, you know, and aim for Errol Spence Jr. eye. I don't think anything's wrong with it. But could it relapse? Hey, maybe. Um, that's a tactic he can use. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Errol Spence Jr. is going to have any problems from the car accident or anything like that. Um, I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be in 100%. I don't know if this trainer is good as Blu-ray. I would love to see Errol Spence Jr. back in the gym with Blu-ray, but Errol Spence Jr. knows, he knows what he wants to do, with his strength and conditioning. Um, you know what I'm saying? But the other scenario is if Ugas beats Errol Spence Jr., then that just lets you know that Errol Spence Jr. isn't the best. And see, that's what I try to get across to a lot of Crawford fans and to a lot of boxing fans. It's not about sides. It's about the sport of boxing, right? You know what I'm saying? It's about seeing who is the best. And if your favorite fighter doesn't pan out to be the best, then that's just what it is. It ain't like aha nanny boo boo. It's just that your fighter wasn't the best. So he came across somebody that could beat him. You know what I'm saying? Much as you love your favorite fighter, you know what I'm saying? It's not about that. You know what I'm saying? I root for Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? I still ride for Deontay Wilder, even though he lost to Tyson Fury. It just means he couldn't beat Tyson Fury. That's all it means. So, maybe I'm an old head and maybe, I watch many of my favorite fighters, lose or get knocked out like Roy Jones Jr. He was my favorite fighter. And when he came across Antonio Tarver that night, man, and then to top it off, Antonio Tarver, said, "What are your excuses tonight, Roy?" That sucked. And to watch him knock out Roy Jones Jr., bro, man, that was painful, bro. I was like, "What the hell?" That was painful as hell to watch that shit. And so when with Errol Spence Jr., what I'm saying, even though I'm rooting for him, if he loses to Ugas, what I'm saying, the world don't come to an end, bro. You know what I'm saying? It just means that he couldn't beat Ugas and he wasn't better than Ugas. And really, to tell you the truth, what I'm saying, sometimes, what I'm saying, in today's era, with these fighters only fighting one time, it really doesn't tell you or gauge, what I'm saying, how good they really are. Because if you can fight a fighter, let's say 3 times, You might get them one and they might get the other two. You see what I'm saying? So this happens in boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't just squeak by one time. That's why hopefully when, if Errol Spence Jr. beats Ugas and he fights Errol Spence Jr., they fight twice. You know what I'm saying? Even if Errol Spence Jr. beats Terrence Crawford, I would like to see him fight Crawford again because anybody can win one fight. You see what I'm saying? That's why when we look at Keith Thurman and he fought Danny Garcia and he fought Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying? He only fought them once. You know what I'm saying? But the way the fight went, it should have been rematches on both fights. The fights were just that close. You see what I'm saying? But what Keith did, he took the victory and he ran. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing that sucks about boxing, because everybody always say these Floyd is the reason why fighters are fighting the way they're fighting nowadays. But Floyd gave rematches, bro. He gave rematches. You know what I'm saying? If the fight was close and everybody said it could have went either way, Floyd would come back and show you why he is the champion. Show you why he'll separate himself from the fight, from the fighter, like when he did with Castillo. What's another rematch? Madonna. You know what I'm saying? He would rematch it. You know what I'm saying? He'll run it back. And if it was any kind of, controversy. But we don't see that nowadays. They're so toxic and you can't take a loss nowadays. It just kind of sucks, man. You know what I'm saying? That you can't take a loss in boxing now because anybody can win the first fight. You may not have been feeling well that night, or what I'm saying, somebody, your daddy might have died, or what I'm saying, these things they really have a effect on boxing, bro. Because Buster Douglas would have never beat Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't grieving over his mom, you know what I'm saying? That gave him an extra drive. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I say that, because Buster Douglas never looked that good, bro. You know what I'm saying? In his next fight, he looked like trash. He looked like total trash. But Mike Tyson happened to catch this nigga on the one night where he was just Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying? On the one night that Buster Douglas was like, for you, mom, he fought Mike Tyson. And he dropped Mike Tyson. And he beat the crap out of Mike Tyson. So, you have to catch fighters, you know what I'm saying? It's you have to fight through certain things, but it's rare to catch a fighter 100%, you know what I'm saying, at the top of their game. And, we'll never know as boxing fans what's going on with these fighters in their personal lives, you know what I'm saying? But that's why it's good to see them fight, you know what I'm saying, 2-3 times. You see what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao fought Marquez. How many times? 4 times, And, you know what I'm saying? Marquez finally caught on to Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? He studied him. And he was finally able to catch Pacquiao. But, you know what I'm saying? If they only would have fought one time, you would have thought that Pacquiao was the better fighter. You would have never seen that knockout that Marquez got, you know what I'm saying, off of Manny Pacquiao. And you know what I'm saying, that just would have been, you that just wouldn't have existed. You know what I'm saying? You just would have walked away saying Manny Pacquiao is just a better fighter, and that's not the truth. Because Marquez, to me, he won a couple of those fights from Manny Pacquiao. And of course, Manny Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying, we all kind of figure he's juicing anyway. You know what I'm saying? Any motherfucker that throws 1,000 punches in a round, you know what I'm saying, and just keep throwing and never gets tired. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I know there's a lot of Manny Pacquiao fans out there, but that's just the way I see it. But in this fight, you know what I'm saying, I see Errol Spence Jr. pulling it out. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's gonna go for the knockout, because I'm sure he's tired of hearing about he don't have the power. He's not, what I'm saying, he's not 100%. He's not good. You know what I'm saying? He don't have power. What I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he's tired of hearing all that stuff because Errol Spence Jr., he watches social media and see what people are saying about him. And what I'm saying, that could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing, listening to people, what they say about you, because you'll go out there trying to, what I'm saying, prove something and you might not be able to do against some Ugas. But with Ugas being 35, he has a good shot at knocking him out. I see. I've never seen Ugas gassed out. I've never seen him gassed out. I always seen him in there throwing punches. But I have seen him, on his. I have seen him on his way out against Abel Ramos. I don't know if you guys watched that fight, but Abel Ramos rocked the shit out of Ugas in the last round, and he was done. But luckily, it was like the last 5 seconds of the round, and Ugas survived, and he was able to survive and make it to the bell. You know what I'm saying? Even though it looked like he was out on his feet. Y'all go check that fight out, and you know what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying. I see either a knockout by the ninth round, or it's going to be a unanimous decision, and but it's going to be in favor of Errol Spence Jr. due to work activity. You know what I'm saying? His volume punching. I think he's just going to outsmart Ugas, and he's going to probably get Ugas on them ring ropes, and what I'm saying, bang him to the body, and what I'm saying, that's the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't get nobody to come up. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? That I'll end this session. This has been Pool Kind of Boxing. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Come in and participate. I appreciate you guys watching my videos and all the comments that you leave. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here working 80 hours a week. That's why I don't do more live streams. But y'all come on through. You know what I'm saying? And, what I'm saying? I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. Peace, y'all. Oh, okay. My man's still here. Did I end it? No, I didn't end it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me right side? Let me see. I hope I ended too soon. Right side. You want to come on up right side? Hit the link. What's up, Conno Loco Sports? What's going on, my brother? Y'all hit the link if you want to come on up, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking for dang 48 minutes here. Somebody hit the link. But yeah, so I was just talking about Errol Spence Jr. and Yordenis Ugas fight, man. I wanted to get some more perspectives and open it up to you guys. I've been talking about 48 minutes about this shit. Anybody want to come up? Hit the link. Come on through. I was just talking about how Spence, you know what I'm saying, he is, his defense is underrated, bro. You know what I'm saying? His defense is underrated, I was showing clips earlier of Sean Porter and him fighting with Danny Garcia, you know what I'm saying? The way let me see. What's up, Seawood?
What it do? What it do?
What it do? What's going on, Seawood? I saw you over there, Southern T. I was driving though, so I'm saying I couldn't really, so I was just checking y'all out over there on Southern T. Southern T got some good stuff over there.
Yeah, we chopped it up good. We had a good time.
Yes, sir. But I was just saying, man. A lot of people underestimate Errol Spence Jr. ability to deflect shots, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they be talking about how let me see, anybody. Oh man, he left. Okay. Anybody else want to hit the link? Come on through. Let's see, Seawood. That was Seawood just in the house. Let's see, y'all subscribe to Seawood. Subscribe to kind of local sports. Right side, you got a channel? Let me see. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if you guys caught the early part. All right, you back?
Yeah,
Mm.
my I was on Southern shit for so long that my phone was kind of weak, so I just had to plug it in.
Oh yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
I was just saying, like, you know what I'm saying, Ugas, he likes to stand close. He likes to jab. I mean, I don't know if you've seen my video, and he likes to, kind of jab and get in range and then start firing off on the inside, trying to, what I'm saying, go dig to that body.
right,
And I was saying, well, they both kind of do similar things. Well, Ugas like to, what I'm saying, pick off shots off his gloves, what I'm saying, and return fire. And I was just saying to myself, this is going to be a real good fight, man. I said, this is going to be a real good fight because they're going to be standing toe to toe. You know what I'm saying? I know Earl's going to come in there and try to use his jab, right? The volume jab. I see that. I don't see Ugas. I don't see any of what I'm interested to see what kind of adjustment he makes to the volume jab. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, they're going to be inside, and I want to see who has the better inside game. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
no
Who, what
doubt.
kind of? Because they're both smart, high boxing IQ dudes. So I want to see what kind of adjustments they make. Off. You know what I'm saying? Face to face. You know what I'm saying? High guard to high guard. You know what I'm saying? What they're gonna do? Who gets in the best shots? You know what I'm saying? Is it gonna look something like Sean Porter and Errol Spence Jr.? You know what I'm saying? Or Ugas got the faster hands. You know what I'm saying? But he also is a counter puncher. He's
Right,
mostly a so how is he gonna catch? Earl. You know what I'm saying, on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Because Earl is kind of slow with the jab on the way back.
and
Um,
feet, and feet.
hmm
So I think those are some of the advantages that Ugas has and could capitalize on if he keeps his feet moving and he counters, but he also does do a fair amount of um, head feints and foot feints and try to get Earl a bite so he can throw some counters.
Now, you think Ugas got better feet than Earl Spence Jr.?
No, sir.
No, I didn't think so. Because here's one thing I mentioned was that Ugas is 35 years old. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? He's 35, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even though he comes in top shape. He's 35. You know what I'm saying? We've seen what happened to Wilder. We've seen what happened to some great fighters. Once they pass that little 34 threshold, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? They're not the same. They're just a little off as far as their physical abilities, as far as their vitality, as far as their stamina and stuff like that. And I was
Right.
like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I wish this fight would have happened 2 or 3 years ago with Terrence Crawford too, because you know what I'm saying. I think the slippage is going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Not hoping, but I think that the slippage is going to be there for Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting a little bit different now. I was saying earlier, I saw it with Roy Jones Jr. Didn't want to believe it, but it happens right around the age these guys are at, and you know what I'm saying, that's going to be something interesting to see in this fight. Is age going to play a factor? What do you think?
I don't think so.
Hmm
Both of these guys, top level elite athletes, invested the necessary resources in their bodies, in their training, in
hmm
their nutrition. We're gonna see some high level chess this go round.
So you don't think age going to play a factor?
I don't believe so.
Well, that's something to be said because you can see Riverside Rocky. He's 36, and he's still putting it on people. You know what I'm saying? He may not win all the time, but he bring a really, really hard. You see what he did to Keith Thurman, right?
Absolutely.
So, Um, it's just something to look at. You know what I'm saying? And if he starts to, I've never seen Ugas fade in a fight. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I've never seen him fade in a fight. And when he fought Sean Porter, if you go back and watch that, man, that he put a hurting on Sean. I didn't even see Errol Spence Jr. Beat Sean Porter that way. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And so, it's going to be interesting to see, what tactic or game plan he come up with. You know what I'm saying, to defeat Ugas. Now, I think his work rate is going to be a problem for Ugas. What do
The
you think?
volume.
Mm-hmm. What do you
Yeah, that
think?
volume is going to be an issue. But
But
trust me, at this
oh,
point, I'm sure Ugas has studied Earl ringside
mm-hmm,
as an amateur and as a professional. I'm sure they've done countless film studies. I'm sure that they're making good use of their time, analyzing strengths and weaknesses,
mm-hmm.
and it'll boil down to how well coached and how capitalizing you are of the mistakes of your opponent, because that's what it's going. It becomes a game of inches.
Right.
The person that gives up the fewest inches and makes the least mistakes is the more favorite to win. The person that makes the mistakes and can't recover quickly enough from the mistakes is going to get beat up. My
So you.
other thing is, I think if Ugas gets hurt, I think Earl finishes him. But I don't know
Oh
that
yeah.
Ugas can finish Earl.
Uh huh. Yeah, it's that power. Ugas' lack of power.
Yes, sir.
Um, that might come into play because what I'm saying, Ugas really haven't fought anybody that could break him down. You know what I'm
Right,
saying, to the body.
right.
I think that's going to be interesting to see if Earl could get in enough, stomach punches. Because I believe when he fought Sean Porter, I think Sean Porter, he trained, what I'm saying, the best he ever trained in his life for that
Hmm.
fight. And I was saying earlier that at one point in the fight, Kenny Porter told him, give up the body to go to Errol Spence Jr. head. And I thought that was interesting. I said, wow, I've never heard a trainer say that to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Give up
Sacrifice
the
the body.
body. He said he told Porter to give up the body to go to the head. You know what I'm saying? So that means let Earl Spence Jr. go ahead and hit you to the body while he go to Earl Spence Jr. head. And I was like, wow, he's in incredible shape. If
Right.
your trainer tells you to give up your body, you know what I'm saying, so you can go to the head, and I'm pretty sure that was to impress the judges. You know what I'm saying? Because when you dig into the body, your head is open.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what Kenny was telling Sean Porter, and I just thought that was interesting. I was like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? You telling him to give up the body, he must be in some awesome shape. You know what I'm
Good
saying?
point.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I was like, I just never heard that before, and I was surprised by that. And if you look at that fight, Sean Porter was in some stupid shape, man. He was like really, really, pursuing Errol Spence Jr., giving him the business, what I'm saying, as far as up in his chest, as far as pushing him, and just being real competitive in there. But what I was impressed by was just looking at how Errol Spence Jr. was letting shots go by, using control at times, just using different defense techniques. Sometimes he'd slip, what I'm saying? Sometimes he'll take the shot. Sometimes he'll hold on to the shot to bring him in, follow his momentum in, you know what I'm saying, to give him a little body shot. I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, have you ever went back and just looked at the little, what I'm saying, looked at the little mid rounds, at the little tactics they were using?
So what you really talking about here
Hmm.
are the nuances,
Right.
the
You know what I'm
small
saying?
little things that he does.
Yeah, because his
Yeah.
technique is basic. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But see, he don't get a lot of credit for his defense. The way what I'm saying, look like he may get hit by a shot, but he's going to deflect the next one. You know what I'm saying? He may slip the next one, You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or he just might stay out of range. You know what I'm saying? Or he might use control. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow. I was just looking at the Porter fight. I was looking at the Danny Garcia fight, and just seeing what kind of decisions he make in certain situations. I was like, man, Errol Spence Jr. is very underrated. As far as his defense, as far as his ring IQ and what he does. What I'm saying, in the ring. And yeah, I'm a fan of his, but what I'm saying, you still got to give it up. What I'm
Right.
saying, when you are looking at the tape, the tail of the tape. Ugas too. What I'm saying, just watching him, and the things he does well in the ring. What I'm saying, he's underrated too. What I'm saying. The way he uses control and the way he uses, where he sets you up for his body shots and the way he catches you. What I'm saying, off the step. What I'm saying. Oh man, I was like, this dude, and he's fast. What I'm saying.
And he commits to the shot.
Oh yeah, I mean, he was catching Sean Porter. I don't know why Sean Porter. He just don't catch his on, man. How many times did he catch Porter off the step with a right uppercut to the body? I mean,
Right.
and he caught it with his momentum coming forward. So Ugas must not have a lot of power, because he hit him with that shot quite a few times in that fight, and that
Well,
should have. hmm
I
Go
think he
ahead.
was using that uppercut to the body to try to break Porter down for them later
hmm
rounds.
hmm
Because
And he did.
Porter's like the Energizer Bunny.
hmm hmm And that's what he was trying to do, but he caught him clean so many times. I was like, he should have had Porter up out of there. If you watch that fight, how many times he was killing Porter to the body, man.
Right.
Um, he was destroying Porter's body, and I was like, wow. Porter caught him quite a few times too, but they both got that lack of power thing. What I'm saying, where they don't have enough power to knock you out. But I think if Errol Spence Jr. catch him in the same way, what I'm saying, it'll be lights out for him. What I'm saying, if he let Errol Spence Jr. get the same kind of combinations against him, I think it'll be late. He probably got to break him down some, maybe like late in the fight in the second half, ninth, 10th round. I could see him knocking out Ugas. What do you think?
Um, I don't see him knocking Ugas out unless Ugas makes a significant mistake.
hmm hmm
But I do see if Ugas does not take the reins and lead into the second half of the fight,
hmm
he gets beat up.
hmm
Because Earl kills you on that backside.
Yeah.
When you get over the fifth, sixth round, he has another gear that most fighters already spent their load at that point. He just shifts into sixth gear on you. And if you don't
hmm
have a comparable sixth gear of your own, he just works you over, walks you down, and beats you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I was trying to recall when was Ugas ever down in a fight and how, like what
hmm
put him down. So I have a little homework to do.
Yeah,
Um,
I was thinking about that too. I was like, I don't actually remember seeing anybody. I seen Abel Ramos hit him at the like last 5 seconds of the 12th round, and looked like Ugas was out on his feet. You know,
wow.
Abel Ramos, go check that out. In like the last 5 seconds, he caught him, man, and he was in la la land, bro. But it was the end of the fight. He couldn't get over there to finish him. Once he knocked him, what I'm saying, he hit him. I forgot, was it a right hook, something.
But hold
Abel
on,
hit him with.
hold on 1 second. Let me see something because I just
Mhm.
went to a film. I'm just trying to find out who the fighter is that who he's in the ring with. Give me 1 second.
Mhm.
Oh, Emmanuel Robles, sixth round for the interim WBC Latin Super Lightweight title.
Oh, there's fights on tonight.
No. Just I'm looking at a film
Oh, okay.
from this was um this posted last summer, but but it doesn't give me a date of when this fight actually happened. But in the sixth round, looks like hmm, Ugas ran out of a little gas, got a little sloppy, and Homeboy kept pressing forward. He hit Ugas with a, let me see what it is. No, Ugas just lost balance, and Homie ran over and hit him with the left right hook and dropped Ugas.
Well, he lost 4 fights.
Right. Oh, he touched him with the
So,
left, the straight right. Ugas started backing. He backed up. Legs went soft. Then Homie came in and tapped him with the left cross, the right hook, and then then the refs jumped in and stopped it.
wow.
Yeah.
But Uga's one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? He improves. You know what I'm saying? His dedication. He's committed, and you could tell because I never seen him just look bad in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Once he start climbing the ladder, once he start calling out Errol Spence Jr., I've never seen him look bad.
Right.
Um, and he's always been on Errol Spence Jr. heels, so he wants to fight the best and the meanest out there. He's been calling out Terrence Crawford too. So,
Listen, Ugas is not to be slept on.
mm-mm,
And
not at all.
there are people out there that think that Errol's just going to run right through this guy, and I just said I just don't see it.
Hmm.
I don't.
Well,
But
he's big. He's big now.
and he's not afraid. That's a key piece with a lot of these fighters. That
Hmm.
when I say
Confidence.
afraid, right? I'm talking about he's not intimidated by Earl.
Mm.
Not that he's fearful or not. He's not
Right.
intimidated. He feels like I have a 50-50 chance of winning this fight,
Well, I believe
or I
Ugas.
even have more than that.
Yeah. Right. I think he feel like he's better. And that like you said, that means a lot right there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You can't go into a fight thinking, what I'm saying, this guy is better than me or better than you. You know what I'm saying? You got to go in there, you know, thinking and knowing you better. You know what I'm saying? And that'll give you a better shot at overcoming, any adversity that you may have in the ring. And I just think that I just think Ugas feel that way. I think he's gonna bring his A game. Um, if Errol Spence Jr. is slipping in any kind of way, Ugas gonna find out.
Let me tell you something else to add into that equation. If Ugas is smart, he'll keep that eye in mind.
Uh huh.
Because all you need is just some touching. You don't even need to be slamming into it. Just some touching, because that eye has to be a concern of Errol's too, because he's not sure how this is going to hold up.
So you think that might be a chink in the armor as far
I
as
would
his
think,
not just physically but mentally.
exactly. I think once he gets hit up a few times and realizes, oh, I can take that. Oh, that didn't affect me so much. It'll help build his confidence in the recovery of that injury.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
all you need is a little headbutt to start the swelling,
Mhm.
impair the vision a little bit. Like there are little things that aren't necessarily part of the strategy, but just happen as a result of the combat.
Yeah.
So,
And Ugas is a physical dude. You know what I'm saying? He will grab you and maul you. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? With the glove, if he's smart, he'll try to maul Errol Spence Jr. against that eye. You know what I'm saying? And
right,
you know what I'm saying? Because if you watch that Sean Porter fight, he will maul you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
He ain't no finesse fighter. I mean, he
nope,
can be, but he
right.
ain't no finesse fighter. He would get in there and do what he got to do to win. And that's why I love this fight. I just I don't think people really realize how good Ugas is because he's not mentioned. He's not a commercial fighter.
Yeah.
He's not his name ain't up there with the Terrence Crawfords and the Javante Davises. His name ain't as big as them guys.
And
And
he doesn't speak English,
I
so that means
know.
he's not getting the media attention. He can't interact with the media in the same way. with the American media, with the English speaking media in the same way without going through an interpreter. Now, if
Well,
he was able to go, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
If he was able to speak English, I think his ability to market himself with his own voice would increase his optics, but it also increase his name becoming much more household because people could actually hear what he's saying, comprehend what he's saying. He can be asked questions and not need the support of the translator. Like there's an entire difference in the market that you have to be able to tap. Look at Canelo. Canelo, his popularity continues to grow, and you notice that now he's speaking English.
Yeah.
And that, 4 or 5 fights ago, you were getting very basic sentence structure in English from Canelo. Now he's got the quips, he's got the innuendos, he's got the jokes, he got the little buzzwords, Q words. He knows how to curse, like all the stuff that showed that he's been working on his ability to communicate to the fans, the pundits, and to the boxing community that are not Spanish speaking.
Well, Canelo always could speak English. You know what I'm saying? That was, he was just doing that. You know what I'm saying? He always could speak English, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
he just did that. He did that for his persona to keep the heritage thing to work. So, because he knew what he was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? He knew he wasn't gonna fight the best. He knew. Go ahead.
To that point, to your point, I should say, he held it and hit it very well.
Well, he refused. He refused to speak English.
Right. Now he's no longer hiding it, and I think that has helped him connect even greater to English speaking fans.
Well, he solidified his base. You see what I'm saying? And he used heritage to do it, which was smart. But once he got solidified and he stopped making that network money, it didn't matter. Because it don't matter now. You know what I'm saying? He don't really fight for pay-per-view. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's already guaranteed $30 million, $35 million a fight.
That's so wild.
So if you already got that locked in, you don't give a damn. I'm talking English. You know what I'm saying? I'm whatever. I'm cussing. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? That's why he came out and said, I don't care what anybody thinks. I do what I want. You know what I'm saying? He done got biggity now because, he got the money. He's locked in. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you say, whatever you think about him. That's why it's bad for these networks to come in and do this to boxing. Because now, once you give them all that money, they don't have to fight nobody because they guarantee the big payday.
Right. The market dominance is there.
No matter who they fight, it don't matter. He's going to get $35 million. So if you had to choose as a fighter to fight better.Be or David Benavidez, or wouldn't you rather fight a Rocky Yielding? Rocky Fielding. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of other dude.
Yielding, right. And he picked him. You know what I'm saying? Right. He got it so good. That's right. That was his sparring partner. That was his goddamn sparring partner. So imagine to have that kind of influence and have that kind of network money. It's to the point now where fighters ain't making. See, they don't make that kind of money. So when they fight Canelo, you know what I'm saying? That's just a payday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to get up out the sport. You know what I'm saying? That's life-changing money. You know what I'm saying? For most fighters.
Generational money.
Right. So, you get a fight with Canelo, even if they don't care if they lose. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. Canelo giving them life-changing money, opportunity. That's why he don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? It's a dangerous fight. And, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to give Andrade that payday because Andrade was trying to expose what he was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to let him eat. And the Charlos, I don't know if you've seen this in the news.
Yes,
that Charlos is offering Demetrius Andrade, you know what I'm saying, a fight.
Right, I saw that.
I
I
think it's
talked about it. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
You go
Oh,
ahead.
Jamal, you know, saying offering him a fight. You know, of course, Jamal talking about what he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But this is long overdue, my brother. You see what I'm saying? And now they're talking about getting Triple G too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's gonna be his mandatory or something. See how they're gonna get. Triple G ain't fighting none of them dudes, but
Right.
you know, I don't even think this fight's gonna come into play either with Demetrius Andrade. Something, Demetrius Andrade, he's like Andre Darrell. He just has the worst luck. You know what I'm saying when it comes to making fights. Uh,
Mm.
Inside the ring, you know what I'm saying he's a great fighter, but outside the ring, you know what I'm saying he can't seem to get it together. You know what I'm saying he can't seem to you know what I'm saying go after these guys when he need to because he should have became Canelo mandatory, you know what I'm saying, when he had the belts before he fought Caleb Plant. You see what I'm saying? He should have pushed to be mandatory at 168 then. Now Canelo unified, he's gonna drop them belts. So it
But,
don't matter if you're the mandatory now or not now. Go ahead.
right. I think Canelo never had any intentions of fighting him,
That's right.
and those maneuvers up and down the weight categories reinforced it because he's had at least two opportunities to take Andrade on. He's had at least an occasion or two to take one of the Charlos on.
Mm-hmm.
Even one of the Charlos was his mandatory, and he just changed divisions. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that was at 150, 154 or 160. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but I think it's the 154. And he elected to bounce the hell out of there, which left the two Charlos in a situation where one of them had to decide, well, we can't both stay at 154, so somebody's got to go to 160. And Mel ended up, or was it Maul? Either one of them
It was
went up the.
Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal took the weight and went upstairs
Mm-hmm.
um, to keep get them off that collision course. So they were definitely on the course.
Right. And believe me, you know, believe it or not, and you know, I know, you know, this sacrilege, but to have two twins fighting for a championship,
Would have been
bro,
crazy.
that's never been done, bro.
No.
And while they looking at Canelo, they need to be looking at each other like, bro, let's make this money. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you. We'll do a draw. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I like. Hey, I know it's crazy, but to have them two fighting each other would have been crazy. But he should have been fought Demetrius Andrade when he moved up to 160. Or you know, so Demetrius would have fought him.
Mm-hmm.
He would have fought him because Demetrius think he could beat him, and I think Demetrius Andrade could beat Jamal Charlo because I don't see him. I see him. He's not as hungry as he used to be.
Right. In fact, they
He's
both have faded some to me.
yeah, yeah. When Jamel fought Castano, you know, he looked different. He looked totally different in that
You
fight
know,
than when he. Mhm.
you remember what Hagler said about them silk pajamas, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
exactly.
shit kicks in.
Yeah, yeah. You know, getting this kid a little baby gold chain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know what I'm saying? He's loving that. He's living the good life too much. They got to get back. You know what I'm saying? To maybe home. Did you see the way? You can see the way they move. They moving different. Jamel is relying more on his power than his skills. Um, you know what I'm saying? Even though he got good power, but he still got to set it up. And he's not setting it up. He's still trying to get people out of there. He's starting to trying to get people out of there with one punch or a couple of punches. And these guys are too skilled at the top. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? To be taken out at one punch. Yeah, he got lucky with the banana guy or what's his name?
Rosario.
Yeah, Zaria. I just watched the damn fight. Um, he got lucky. That guy body was weak.
Right.
Tony Harrison, you know, he used some skill and there, but his power bailed him out. Cause Tony Harrison was winning that fight, eating his ass up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? On the skill side, so he got to tighten up his boxing. I don't know what the hell Derek James is telling these dudes. You know what I'm saying? But they need to tighten up as far as the
But he might
skills.
not be able to tell them nothing. They may have got to that point where they're just big headed and they don't
Yeah,
listen.
I
Because
could see
he
that.
was given
I could
some
see
very
that.
clear instructions when he fought Brian
Castano.
Castano. Yeah,
Hmm.
he was telling them what to do, and Maul was going and doing what he wanted to do.
Yeah, he told him to stop going back towards the damn ropes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He just keep it in the center of the ring because why didn't he realize that when he wasn't throwing punches, Castano wasn't doing nothing? I don't understand why he couldn't catch on to that. As long as he was moving forward, Castano was boxing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He was, only when he put his back on the ropes when Castano came in and tried to, what I'm saying, rally up and try to move in and start, throwing combinations and stuff. And I was just like, well, what's going on with that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know Castano's speed is intimidating. His foot speed is intimidating, but shit, he almost knocked Castano out. You know what I'm saying? So he should have seen that he could have pressed forward. He could have pressed Castano. I don't know what kind of power Castano got, but something Castano did that made him hesitant in that fight, and I couldn't see it. I was like, man, you could win this fight. I
There
was
is
like,
some
man, go
there
ahead.
is some argument. There is some argument. Oh, I got bumped out for a second, so I just
Hmm.
jumped. I just got back in. There is some argument that Castano hurt hurt him in some of those exchanges.
Hmm. It had to
Uh,
be, had to
yeah,
be.
but Castano just either didn't recognize it, Charlo was stronger than he anticipated, or Castano just don't have that finish, that eye for finishing.
Yeah,
You know.
I think that's part of it, but I think he didn't want to get punched out. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't think he wanted to punch himself out. You know what I'm saying? Um, in case Jamel, started pressing him, and I think he wanted to have that energy to fight him off, and he didn't want to get punched out. You know what I'm saying? So he just fought him in spots and just tried to, say outsmart him, outwork him, that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he wanted to get caught. You know what I'm saying? Gassed out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Castano was smart. He beat Errol Spence Jr. in the amateurs, and I could see how because he got them fast hands,
Right.
and
And good feet.
yeah, he beat Derevyanchenko also in
Right.
the amateurs. And he's a damn good fighter. Derevyanchenko, highly respect him because he don't give a damn. He'll go in there, he'll fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? He will fight anybody, and he don't give a damn if you're black, Spanish. He don't care. You could be a fraud. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get in the ring with you. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And he gave Jamal a good fight.
Right.
He gave Jamal a good fight. Jamal was just too strong for him, too young, too fresh, and the reason I say Jamal looked like he's losing his hunger is that Montel fight, that one Montel fight. Did you see that?
Right. Yeah, I did.
He looked horrible, bro. At one
Indeed.
point, at one point, he had gassed out, man. Mattel had landed, put some hands on him, man. He put some serious hands on Jamal in that fight. And I was like, man, looked like Jamal was in trouble. He called him a couple of times, looked like he was in trouble. And I was like, wow. Jamal took back command, but what I'm saying, it was just kind of like, wow, this dude's supposed to be out of here. You know what I'm saying? He ain't supposed to be lasting around like this.
Yeah,
You
but I think
know?
that was part of the problem. That idea that this guy didn't belong in here with me,
Mm-hmm.
and then Montiel was able to show something that he Charlo didn't anticipate when he switched gears and said, "Hey, nope, I'm here to fight. I'm here to fight. You may win, but you're going to be in this fight with me.
Well,
This not going to be any of these. You're going to get this one good hard shot off on me. I'm going to get woozy. You're going to finish me off and go home. Nah, you're going to have to fight me from bell to bell until the very last bell."
I think Martell, I watched him train for that fight, and looked like in training, it was part of their game plan to try to gas him out. You see what I'm saying? To lean back against the ropes and parry the shots. You
Yeah,
know
let
what I'm
him work.
saying? Yeah, let him work. And that was part of their game plan because they knew he was going to try to knock him out and get him up out of there, swinging for the fences. So part of his the game plan was to lean back on them ropes, parry the punches, and gas him out and counter punch him. You know what I'm saying? When he get tired and stuff. It was a good game plan because it almost worked.
Yeah.
It almost worked. You know what I'm saying? It's just that these boys, you know what I'm saying, they got to get their head into the game, you know what I'm saying, catch on to what the opponents are trying to do to them and nullify that. And they're not doing that. They're getting on that Hollywood stuff and they're forgetting about the craft of boxing and you know, all the different slick ways these fighters can come at you with a game plan and take your shit. You know what I'm saying? And they slipping, you know. And Canelo, he's looking at that too. You know, while he's up there in the clouds and he's up in Mount Olympus, looking down, taking his time, he's waiting for them to slip. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because everybody's not committed to boxing like Canelo. You know what I'm saying? He's got the latitude to sit up there and watch. You know what I'm saying? And look and wait for you to get weak, and then he can collect that name when you slip. You know what I'm saying? You know, I thought maybe he would try to get Jamil after that Juan Montel fight, but they looking real close. They're looking real close. They're trying to make sure that they're not trying to bait them in and stuff with a bad performance. You
Right.
know what I'm you know what I'm saying?
No
And
doubt.
they're watching now. You know, even though it looked like he ain't paying attention, he's looking at everything. You know, so he's looking for slippage. You know what I'm saying? He's looking at Boo Boo Andre to see if he look weak in any fight. Looking at how he's fighting. He's what you think Canelo haven't watched that squiggly fight that Boo Boo Andre had, or
Absolutely.
uh
And
he's
the one with
watching
Smith.
all it. They're watching all that. Him and Eddie Reynoso, you know, they know when you're ready. They're master matchmakers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And they know, you know, just like a buzzard know when you're weak and you're about to die, they start circling
And waiting.
and waiting for the kill. That's Canelo. He's a damn buzzard. Him and Eddie Reynoso. You know, they're up in the sky watching all the divisions and seeing who is the weakest, so they can come down and you know what I'm saying and eat the dead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like they caught Kovalev. You know what I'm saying? Caught Kovalev at the perfect time.
Hmm. Look at
You
this. What about the Frank Sanchez fight last weekend?
you mean the one he just had?
Yeah. Sanchez and um what was this kid's name?
Man, I don't even
Bro.
remember his name. It was just the other week.
Yeah, this Saturday. I guess
Well,
my mind is on coffee and rice, so I can't
well,
remember
well, we
Sanchez.
both 52. You know what I'm saying? So if 2 days go by, we ain't gonna remember it.
And
Um,
don't let 3 days get by.
no, man, what you talking about, brother? Like, man, my old lady be telling me things I done. I like, I didn't do that. You know, yeah, you did. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But yeah, he didn't. You know, he might be one of them dudes that fight up to the competition.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like Evander Holyfield.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he fights up to whoever he's fighting. He fight on their level. And even though Frank Sanchez, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't throwing enough combinations. He wasn't throwing with the intentions of getting that guy up out of there.
No
He was
power.
right. You know
I
what I'm
didn't see no
saying?
power.
But he could have, even though you don't have power, I've seen Sean Porter get people up out of there that
Yeah,
didn't
but
belong in the ring with him. You know what I'm saying?
the
Like,
accumulation.
mm-hmm,
But I mean,
exactly.
I didn't see anything from Sanchez. Christian Hammer. That's who he fought.
Christian
I knew
Ham.
it. Um,
Shit, we
I didn't.
mentioned this in the other live stream.
Yes,
Shoot,
we
yeah.
did. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
remember. Um, I couldn't remember his name just now, but until now. But Hammer had no business being in there that long, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And I
He,
felt
he
like I felt like a good, like, you know, if he, I think I read, not I think I read that there was some clamoring about Ruiz and Sanchez locking horns. And I said that would be interesting because Andy
Huh.
got them quick hands,
And
and he gonna
Ruiz
press and he gonna press you. He gonna press you.
and Ruiz is right at the end of his career. That may not end too well for Ruiz.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Because it don't look like it don't take too much to knock him over. You know what I'm saying? And Sanchez is too fast because if a think about it, if a Charles Martin can do that to you, you know what I'm saying? Charles Martin, you know, even though Charles Martin got a little bit more power, you know what I'm saying, than Frank Sanchez, you know what I'm saying? Frank Sanchez got better boxing skills
Right.
than Charles Martin. So I don't think Luis could catch. I don't think he could catch Frank Sanchez just off the rip of his
Mm.
reflexes. I think he could stay out of the way of Luis' biggest punches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
You know,
I think the advantage that I give Ruiz is once he gets inside and starts to trade, his hands are fast, and we don't know what Sanchez looks like when he gets touched up several times in the face and the body.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we don't know, and that's my that's that's a similar sentiment that I have about a number of fighters that look spectacular, but we just haven't seen them under the crushing power of adversity.
Yeah,
Like I'm not sure what Devin was like until I seen Lenoris land that nice shot, and he had to show some grit. So I haven't seen anybody hurt. I've seen people touch Tank up, but I haven't seen Tank hurt.
right.
So I haven't seen Shakur hurt. I've seen him touched, but I haven't seen nobody that to me looked like they buzzed him or rattled him. Not one person.
Well,
So
as
I'm
long
not
as
sure what I'm not sure what we have until I see what you do when you got to do the snaky leg.
well, long as Tank stays up under Mayweather, you ain't gonna see him
Yeah, they
buzz.
definitely not. It, I was curious about that contract that he has with Floyd. How long is it, or how many fights? Because he's been under Floyd forever now, and it almost feels like that should be part of a conversation. But we don't even know if he's in a second, third extension of his contract because they're not really releasing those kind of details.
Right.
So who knows?
So Ryan Garcia is trying to make his way back, talking about fighting Isaac Cruz. And
Right.
Isaac Cruz did something real smooth. He said, "Look, you know what I'm saying? If we sign for this fight, he said, I want a clause in there to say that you pay me if he pulls out." I never
Mm.
heard of that. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's like a no show fee.
And Pitbull called no, it was Ryan. Ryan called him a chihuahua. I'm like looking at the thing. You know what I'm saying? After he
Funny.
rejected the order, but he wouldn't reject it if he didn't think Ryan was gonna pull out. You know what I'm saying? So they done moved the Jamel Charlo Castano fight to March 12th or March 19th. Look like it. They done moved that, so they done moved that back. You know what I'm saying? So Oscar De La Hoya saying Isaac Cruz turned down the offer. Well, he don't want to waste his time, and they don't.
Right.
They probably don't want to sign. They probably don't want to sign that clause to say that he gets paid if Ryan Garcia pulls out. You know what I'm saying? That dude ain't trying to waste his time like that, man. Ryan Garcia, all up on Instagram, all up on social media. You know what I'm saying? Insulting people. But you know what I'm saying? You can't really trust that he's gonna go through with it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
And
you're
that
right.
that little Isaac Cruz is a little motherfucker, man. He's a little hard. That's a little smart fighting, a little good little fighter right there, man. I
I,
mean, I
I
know.
said I said earlier, I only wanted I only wish to see Cruz in there with Tank with two good hands on Tank. With Tank having two good hands.
Hmm.
And since we didn't get to see that, and it forced Tank to switch to his pure boxing style and not looking for the power shot because he couldn't throw that left hand. We got to see a different side of Tank. But I wonder what it would have ended like if Tank had both of his wheels working.
I think Tank would have gotten him up out of it.
I think,
I think if they fought again, you could see when Tank was moving forward, Isaac Cruz was moving backwards, and Isaac Cruz ain't a good fighter moving backwards, bro. You already see that. If he ain't pressing the action, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna, he ain't gonna make it. Tank was hitting him. He started hitting him. That's how he hurt his hand, really, when he started pressing forward. And I think it was Barry told him to bully him a little bit,
right, rough him
and
up.
right, he said rough him up a little bit,
Yeah,
and that's when Tank started going to the head. You know what I'm saying? He blocked some of the hooks, but some of them hooks he hit him with, and he felt that power, and it was a different story. You know what I'm saying? It was like maybe a couple of rounds in there where Tank started moving forward on him. I think then he hurt his hand when he tried to hit him with another hook and he blocked it. I think that's when he hurt his hand, and
yeah.
that's when he started
I think it's on the elbow.
somewhere up in there when he was moving forward, busted him up and stuff. That's when he started boxing. What do you think about this Gary Russell Jr. fight and
Magasso.
Magasso? You know what I'm saying? Gary Russell, 31 wins, one loss, 18 KOs, and Masayo, he has 23 wins, zero losses, and 16 KOs. You know what I'm saying? What
Well,
do you think?
I think if Gary does what Gary does, he gets that kid up out of here.
They,
But
they say Masago is pretty goddamn good. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
He's one of Manny Pacquiao fighters,
right.
uh, and they say he's better than most people think. I mean, I don't think he got nothing on Gary Russell, but Gary Russell, you know what I'm saying, age 33, he's starting to get on up the hill. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then inactivity, you know what I'm saying, he could be in for, what I'm saying, having to dig deep a little bit against this kid, because this kid really want that name. You know what I'm saying? He really want that name on his belt. Um, what do you think? You think he don't have a shot?
I think. Oh, he definitely got a shot. I watched the last three fights with Max Maxeo, not
Aside,
Magasso. Maxeo.
Maseo. Hmm.
Yeah, and he can fight. He can fight. Again, Gary's been inactive. Gary's been very uh, talkative and not
Hmm.
doing too much glove exchanging. Um, I think if he controls the fight, he beats Maxeo. But if he let Maxeo keep his foot on the pedal, he can give Gary some real problems. But Gary's still fast. He's still super fast. And I mean, not simply on the hands, but on the feet, his feet too. His ability to get in and out on a fighter, land his shots, deflect and or weave under a shot is still high level. So I'm in the middle on that, really based on what Gary looks like coming out the gate, what his strategy to impose his will on Maxeo. If he shows any timidity, I think that only serves to ramp up Maxeo's efforts to press Gary to see what he got. Because
Well,
Gary ain't knocking nobody's head off. So if dude got any kind of chin, he may get beat up, but he may go to this. He should go to distance.
it says here, Maseo, he recently, knocked out former champion Julio Cia, in
Right.
the 10th round of a fight. You know what I'm saying? He trailed on the scorecards. Uh, you know what I'm saying? He's trained by Freddie Roach, and he kind of talked like Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. He said, "I'm ready. I've been waiting to display my talents and get back in the ring." No, that's Russell. My bad. Let me see what he was saying. Let's see. Well, Russell, he said, "Oh, okay, he sound like Manny Pacquiao." He said, "I'm very grateful for this opportunity to fight on Showtime for the WBC World Title. This is a fight that I want and have been working hard to get for years. I'm going to come to win and make the most of this chance. There is a reason Gary is a champion, just like there is a reason I became the mandatory challenger. This is going to be a great fight for me to show the world that what Filipinos are made of. I've had a long road to get to this position, and I've been fighting in honor of everyone who helps me get there." So yeah, well he speak better than damn Pacquiao.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Damn, I was like,
And
God damn.
and the dude is coming off of 2 or 3 knockouts. I think his
Yeah,
last 2 or 3 fights were knockouts.
man, I haven't even seen this dude fight yet, man. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you that this was part of the deal that Manny Pacquiao had with that fight with Ugas with the PBC.
Uh-huh.
I bet this was part of that package.
Yo,
You know what I'm
bring my
saying? To get
fighter
his,
along.
you already know he got some other fighters too. He got some other fighters too. You know what I'm saying? And then we got Keith Thurman and Barrero
Right.
coming up. And let me see, that is going to be February 5th. And Keith Thurman, you know what I'm saying, coming off a layoff, you know. I mean, I've seen the videos, him hitting the bag. What do you think?
I think here, if Barrios comes forward pressing Keith and can make the susceptibility with them body shots to Keith, he has a better chance. But if he can't do nothing to Keith, Keith beats his ass.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
But
If he can't do anything to deter Keith from coming in, he gets a beating. He gets a total beating. But if he gets some shit off and hurts Keith anywhere to the body and it's visible, because once the shark starts tasting blood, the ones with that killer instinct, oh, I see you didn't like that. They're trying to
mhm,
target that body some more. And
mhm,
but when you putting your hand, when you lowering your hands to throw body shots, you leave your head susceptible. And
mm.
he's still a very dangerous fighter. As long as he's healthy, I think it should be a good exchange until it's no longer a good exchange. But I see him beating Barrios. I don't see him knocking Barrios out, but I see him beating Barrios.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think Keith Thurman is hungry anymore. I think he's a better class of fighter. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? He's definitely a better class of fighter. But I think Barrios has enough. You know, just like when Keith Thurman fought Riverside Rocky.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Riverside Rocky ain't on his level. But
Yeah,
you saw what happened. It wasn't about Riverside Rocky. It was about Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? It was about a diminished Keith Thurman. And I just don't think I think he's fighting for the money. I think he's doing like Mikey Garcia right now.
mm,
He just kind of cashing out. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get those as many $1 million paydays that he can. I think he knows his name still carry, some weight, and he's just going out there. Um, he probably will get by Mario's Boreals. He might get by him. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be a hard fight. That's
mm.
going to be a hard fight because Keith don't have the passion. You know what I'm saying? He's going to probably try to go in there. He's probably going to try to box. You know what I'm saying? Barrios isn't really the type of fighter that can trap you and beat you down. You know what I'm saying? He already seen where he can't cut the ring off on Keith Thurman. He's probably already studied it out and everything. He's probably
Oh
got the
yeah,
game plan down.
yeah. Strategy.
Um, but I don't see Keith. He'll probably get by Mario Barrios. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? He'll get by him. But what does he go from there?
Keith or Mario?
Keith. Yeah, you know Mario stuff. He don't matter.
If
Where does Keith go?
if Keith wins, he makes an argument for a title shot. He
Off
makes
of
an argument.
Mario.
If he listen, let me finish.
Mhm,
If he gets past Mario, he's
mhm.
definitely going to make the argument for a title shot. But you know what I think he'll get?
What?
He'll fuck around and get boots.
I was just about to say that, bro.
He's gonna get
That's the
boots.
only way. That's the only way he gonna get all the way back.
Yeah,
Seawood.
yeah, he got to get boots.
That's the only way he's gonna get a title shot. You know what I'm saying? And he right now, I mean, he don't want to see Boots in his condition. You know, he rather run through hell with gasoline draws on. You know what I'm saying? And then come across Boots. Boots is, you know, he's like Devin Haney. He's full in effect into his career. 100% hungry tiger. You know what I'm saying? So he have a better chance of beating Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? But
Listen,
but he's gonna have to have that kind of fight. You know,
but
maybe a Virgil Ortiz. You know, so I could see them giving Virgil Ortiz that fight.
you know what? I was talking to World Combat Sports yesterday. No, today's what? What is today? Thursday? That was
That
Tuesday.
dude is
Monday.
crazy right there. That
Yeah,
boy
he's
crazy.
crazy. What he made some very good points about the ranking system.
Mhm.
His video is still up where he talks about how Boots jumped from number like
Hello. I lost you, Seawood. What you said now?
uh, he jumped from
Mhm.
number 12, from either number 12 or number 14 to like number 5. Boots did, and then
Okay.
he fought Delorme or Lipinets. I think it was Lipinets fight, and he went to 4, I believe, and then he fought Delorme and moved into number 2. So number 3 is a guy named uh, McKinson, and McKinson is who Virgil Ortiz is fighting next. World Combat said, "Hey, why the hell don't Boots call out Sander Martin, who was number 4, who just beat up on Mikey?" And I thought that was like, okay. I didn't think about it like that. So that would have the top 4 under under in the weight class number 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeing each other. So Boots ain't
Yeah.
gotta wait. He ain't gotta wait on Crawford, and he ain't gotta keep pressuring Crawford because that Sanders Martin fight is out there for him.
Yeah,
And
but I think he'll beat him.
they thought Mikey would beat him too.
Well, I didn't think that. Well,
Yeah, the
no,
World Cup,
nobody knew who he was, right? But
right?
this kind of proved that Mikey ain't, his head ain't in the game no more. See what I'm
Well,
saying?
mm,
Go ahead. It kind of
no, no,
proved. It kind of proved that Mikey ain't dedicated no more. He coming in the way he look, reflexes. He just don't look like he's there anymore. When he fought Adrian Bronner, when he fought Errol Spence Jr., what I'm saying, you could see, you could tell the way they move in the ring. What I'm saying, it looked like he was just going through the motions in that fight. He still lost. What I'm saying, still a loss for him. But
yeah,
I
but
don't think.
he didn't
Go
just
ahead.
lose. He got beat on.
Right,
This dude beat
right.
on him, and I
Yeah,
and I was shocked.
he out of shape. You know what
I
I'm
said,
saying, Mike? Mm-hmm.
I said, this dude is beating Mikey up. I'm like, he beat this dude that out of Spain came out of the shadows,
Mm-hmm.
and he's beating Mikey up. So let me make this kind of tie this point to it.
Mm-hmm.
What the reason I bring that up and piggyback what Combat Sports said is it eliminates the idea that Boots has to wait for anybody. He's number 3, and Boots is number 4. Or Boots is number 4. He's number 3. They're right there with each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
I mean,
scrape so scrape your plate with him, and then say, hey, now what? Because it only leaves the winner of the Virgil McKinson fight, or whoever comes out of the, because Boots is going to become the mandatory for one of them dudes up there.
right.
So he either clip off because he wants a fight. So he tells Sanders, hey, bring your ass. And mix it up with him, clean his plate with him, and then say to the guys up top, now I'm the mandatory. Which one of your guys going to do this? It strengthens his stance. But in today, or currently, it eliminates this idea that Boots don't have a fight that he could be making. Because Sanders said he's available.
Yeah.
He said, I'm here.
Yeah, I believe Boots will fight him too.
And he should.
I believe Boots will fight him too. But I think what it is that Boots think he's above that.
Uh-huh.
I don't think Boots wouldn't take it because he don't think he'll give him a problem. I think he's on Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. level.
Right, and I don't know that he is.
Nobody knows that he is.
Right.
But when you have that kind of athletic skills and talent, you young like that, your head is big.
Right. That's what it is. It's all ego.
Right. It's ego. You couldn't tell Sugar Ray Leonard shit. You couldn't tell Tommy Hearn shit. When he went in there to fight Hagler, he went in there with an attitude. You remember how he was eyeing Hagler?
Of course.
You remember how he was pushing up on Hagler? You know what I'm saying? Trying to guard him and trying to piss him off, and you know what I'm saying? That's Boots right there. He ready. He's you can tell he's raised right, but you can see he's ready to take these guys down. He's taking them on. He don't want to fight any more step up dudes. And you know what I'm saying, that guy you're talking about, that guy who beat Mikey, I don't think he's gonna be. You see how he went through Van Heerden before the headbutt? Seawood. Yeah, so he. Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. But yeah, Boots Ennis went through Van Heerden. He was here to make short work of Van Heerden. You know what I'm saying? And Van Heerden is a solid fighter.
Well,
it took.
No, I'll just think. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. But I had a comment about that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's a solid fighter. If you look from the first, second round, he had red whelps all over his body.
Right.
Like he took 10 rounds of punishment. That's the kind of offense that boy can stir up in a small amount of time. And he had Van Heerden back, his face, you know what I'm saying, looked like he had been in there 5 rounds. You know what I'm saying? He was on his way to a serious ass whipping. And, you put that other dude in there, I don't see him lasting, 3-4 rounds with Ennis. You know what I'm saying? Right. I really don't.
That may very well be the case, but it eliminates the idea that you have to wait.
Yeah, I agree.
You have a ranked fighter just either above you or just below you, one peg. That's available. Now you go clip this dude off that just clipped Mikey off. That puts your market share in a much more strengthened position. The same Mikey that went the distance with Errol to a loss, came in here, went the distance with this unknown Spaniard to a loss, and I just knocked him out. That puts you in a good solid driving seat.
Well, just like when what was his name, the body snatcher, Mike McCullen,
right?
Mike McCallum. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When he was coming up, you know what I'm saying, right under Marvelous Marvin Hagler. You know, McCullum beat Virgil.
Hill.
Man, no, not Virgil Hill. What's his name? Julian Jackson, right? So that shows you how much talent he had. Uh, Marvin Hagler never gave him that fight. You see what I'm saying? He left. He left up out of there once he lost to Sugar Ray Leonard. And I don't think that the guys are scared. I don't think Crawford will never fight Jerron Ennis Boots, and I don't think Errol Spence gonna fight uh, Boots unless he moves up to 154, and that's probably where they'll meet.
Right.
If they, because I think he's just gonna become undisputed if he if he runs the gauntlet. I think he's gonna meet Boots up at 154 because he won't be able to. He's not a champion there. Um, you know what I'm saying? He might fight him for a vacant belt at 154 because
That's possible.
once Jamel moves up, those belts gonna be up for grabs.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? And so anybody who wants to move up, Terrence Crawford, whoever, if he decides, we might be seeing all this stuff we seeing at 147 up at 154 happening for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because once those belts are open, you know what I'm saying, those are vacant titles that anybody can jump into. And if Earl's gonna try to be undisputed up there, he can meet Boots. Anybody that didn't get covered at 147 that can move up, you know what I'm saying, they could fight up at 154. You know what I'm saying? He's still young enough to get a few fights up to that 154 to unify.
And beyond.
You think so?
I think
31?
he. I think he. I think we're talking about Boots.
No, I talk about Earl Spence Jr. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
When
no. No,
hmm
what I'm saying, no, to your, no, no, I got you. I'm following now.
hmm
What I interpret what you were saying was that if Boots don't get Earl now,
hmm
he's going to see Earl in 154
hmm
because Boots is from what Bozzy Ennis is saying. That's the next move is 154.
Yeah, by the way his
So he
body look, shit, that
right,
might be the move now.
and that's why right, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I think that's part of the press right now for this 147 fight because I don't know that Ennis can continue to make 147.
Yeah.
But if he goes to 154, that's where Bud gonna be at. That's where Spence gonna be at. That's where Danny gonna be at. Um, who else is up in 154? Got some
Lubin,
hitters up there.
Lubin is up
Right.
there.
Fandora's up there.
Yeah, Fandora's up there. What's his name? Rosario is still there. I don't think Hurd. I don't know if Hurd is, you know, Hurd.
Hurt is in a daze right now.
Yeah, he looked bad, man. He let some no name beat him.
Beat him up.
Um, and don't put that white Perel. I think Perel's up there. You know what I'm
Mm.
talking about? Perel, the one who fought Tony Harris and gave
Yeah,
Tony Harrison.
it's one just took care of Harris.
Didn't Harris win that fight?
If he did, it was barely.
Yeah. I think Harrison won that fight but Perel putting hands on his ass. I was like, wow, who is this? That was Roy Jones Jr. Dude.
Yes,
I was
sir.
like, really? He was putting something on Harrison's ass. I was like, Harrison looked different. I know he lost his dad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he looked different in that fight. You know what I'm saying? But he's there. Tony Harrison's still there. So it's J Rock still there. Shoot, it's some fighters there, man, at 154. You know what I'm saying? Especially, the good thing about 154 is that they got a lot of good journeymen, you know what I'm saying, to test your skills out on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Good journeymen with good power, good skill sets, you know what I'm saying, to keep you sharp. And, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be good. Who you think Boots would be a good, you know what I'm saying, 154 pounder? I'm pretty sure he's going to stay at 147 to try to unify and become undisputed at 147. But maybe for Errol Spence Jr., somebody like that, what would be a good first fight? I know he's going to probably try to go for a belt. But who would you like to see him match up against up there?
If he go to 154, he gonna call out Charlo.
Mm-mm.
Why not?
Because Charlo gonna move up.
If he move,
You don't think Charlo? They got the same coach, right? They got the same coach. You know what I'm saying? They from the same area. They already said that they brothers and they ain't gonna fight. So you know what I mean? You don't
150.
think? Hmm.
I'm maybe confused. When 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 Spence goes to 154, he has Mikey's not Mikey. Danny's gonna be up there. He's for Danny already, so that fight ain't gonna work.
Right.
If they don't get their shit together for this Bud fight, Bud will be up there, so that might happen there.
Hmm.
Um, who else? You got
Lubin.
Lubin's up there, Fundura's up there,
I'm just saying
but they,
that'd be a good first fight.
yeah, but somebody else is on the tip of my tongue. Um, for Spence, and it's just escaping me right now. Um,
Zario, Tony Harrison. Let me see. Let me pull up the thing. I'm mentioning J Rock. You know what I'm saying? I can see him fighting J Rock. You pulling it up too? Yeah, I could see him fighting like a Lubin, um, somebody like that. I think that'd be a good fight. Let me see. My dang internet, I gotta connect it. Let's see. I could see him. I think that'd be a good fight for Spence up at 54. Even Rosario, that'd be a good fight too. That'd be a damn good fight. Yeah. You still with me, C Wood? Let me see. Castano, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? He need to get that
yeah,
revenge
name.
from the amateur.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, true that.
He need to
True
get
that.
that.
Yeah, I need
And
that back.
Laura too old right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, them dudes will beat that. Yeah, Laura's not a fight for them.
I'm gonna tell you a good fight that Tim Zoo.
Yeah, you took it right out of my mouth. I was just going to say that. And don't forget about your boy's son, Costa Zoo's son.
Right, that's him, Tim Zoo.
Yeah, yeah.
Carlos Adams, you know what I'm saying? You saw him fight on the undercard. He looks good, man. Yeah, you ever see that dude? He's 20 wins, one loss, 16 KOs.
What's his name?
Carlos Adams.
Yeah, he's is he the Dominican kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw him in his last fight.
Yeah, he looked good, didn't he? He
Yes,
got some
sir.
power.
Yes,
And he
sir.
can move. You know what I'm saying? That yeah, he can crack, man. I forgot who he was fighting. Um
Just
Man,
recently.
let me see. Who he was fighting, man. He was looking good in that fight too. He was gassing out though at the end, but he was still getting in some good cracks.
Yeah, he's get his cardio together and make himself a much more mobile target without getting running out of gas.
I mean, man,
Um,
some of them angles he was punching up.
Deverynchenko.
Yeah, Derevyanchenko.
Yeah,
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 that was
yeah,
a good fight, bro.
yeah, yeah. But he gave Deverynchenko a good fight. That was solid.
Yeah, he beat him.
Right.
He
Major
beat him.
decision. Yep, major decision.
Derevyanchenko started bringing it on. He showed different. Well, Derevyanchenko be bringing it, man.
Yeah,
He,
listen. He said his attitude is, "What else am I gonna do? What else can I do after this?"
So Carlos Adams, he's 5'11". Yep, he's pretty tall. Got a 73-inch reach. Uh, yep, beat Derevyanchenko. majority decision. Let's see, oh, he beat he lost. Okay, he lost to Patrick Teixeira,
yes.
and he fought Patrick Day. Ain't that the dude that passed in the
Yes.
ring? Patrick
Yes.
Day.
Yep.
So he lost. He won. He beat him by unanimous decision.
Right.
And yeah, but that guy there, he's gonna be a player in all this at 154. He's gonna be fighting. He's gonna either be the name somebody come up on. You know what I'm saying? Like Terrence Crawford. I can see Terrence Crawford fighting somebody like him. Uh, yep. So it's 21 wins according to BoxRec. I guess with this Derevyanchenko fight. But yeah, he looked good, man. He looked good during that fight. I could see Spence fighting somebody like him too, or Terrence Crawford, or maybe a J Rock or somebody like that. Let me see. Oh yeah. Oh, you just getting back in? You back on? Uh, I don't know. So many technical difficulties with the StreamYard. Let me see. Look like my StreamYard done stopped. Let me see. Oh, all right, my bag. It froze. Got blocked out somehow. It's like this ain't StreamYard. It will go crazy on you. Yeah, I got locked out there for a second. You know what I'm saying? See a CeeLo want to come through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So, I can see all these guys if they don't fight at 154. I can see them fighting up there. I can see them if they don't fight at 147. I can see them fighting at 154. Um, I think that if Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying, if he don't get to fight Crawford at 147, if negotiations don't go well, I can see him moving on up to 154. I don't think he's going to fight Boots Ennis. I don't know. StreamYard kind of froze.
Hey.
Yeah. My StreamYard froze for some reason.
That's all right. They can't keep us down. We here.
Yeah, but I can see if that negotiations? How you think the negotiations going to go after this Ugas fight? You think them guys going to be able to make a deal, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr.?
Yeah, I think to get it done, if it were me,
Mm-hmm.
I'd take the 60-40 if I were Crawford.
Uh-huh. But the emphasis is going to be put all on that fight. If Errol wins, you know what I'm saying? What if Crawford says, you know what I'm saying, he wants 50-50 or no fight? What if he says that?
But that would be a point of negotiation. But looking at it this way,
Mm-hmm.
60-40 to the guy who in the division is holding most of the belts makes sense to me.
That makes sense to everybody else. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Even with two belts, it makes sense. And
yeah.
pay-per-view numbers, it makes sense. But Crawford, he has this thing with Spence where he don't want Spence to outshine him. You know what I'm
And
saying?
but you know how you neutralize that, brother?
Money.
You take the 60-40, you beat that ass and take the belts off of him.
Yeah, I think if Al Heyman, he's a master negotiator. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
manipulator, depending on who you ask.
Well, I just think he knows where to take the money from. I think he knows where all the money at in the fight. Pay-per-view, he could offer uh, Bud Crawford some back end money. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And he could do some manipulations, or where the money at, and he can offer that to Crawford, and maybe change his mind a little bit. You know what I'm saying about the fight? Cause I think mostly it's an ego thing on Crawford's side. You know what I'm saying? He think he's done more. He figure he's undisputed and he's moved up. He's a champion multiple divisions.
Divisions. He's
So
right, but he's right. But those can't be his only points of argument. Can't be just what he's accomplished in 3 different weight classes. We're talking about in this weight class right here. If he, I think, but I'm not the guy getting punched in the head, so it's
right, right.
take it with a grain of salt. If it's me, eh, I'm taking the fight 60-40, rematch 40-60, 40 to Spence, 60 to me, Bud. If you want to get these fights done, because I imagine it's going to be at least 2 fights, unless he knocks Bud clean the hell out right away, or vice versa,
Mhm.
which I don't see either of them just cleaning anybody's clock right out the gate.
Mhm.
I don't see it. But the politics of it is going to make this a grueling negotiation.
Mhm.
The ease of it is, let's make these terms 60-40 Errol. If Errol loses, doesn't get knocked out, rematch, Errol takes 40, Terrence takes 60.
I agree with that. I think that's
If a
fair.
third fight comes out of it, because it's possible a third fight could come out of it.
But my thing is, this could have happened way before. I know people don't want to go back through all the bullshit, but this could have been situated. If he's going to accept 60-40, you know, he could have been took that.
Well, at one point Errol was in his feelings and he said, fuck around, I'm gonna give you 70-30. And that made Bud hot.
Hmm.
And Bud's tone shifted. Well, look, I don't need this fight. I'm moved on past that fight. And then Errol returned with, look, I was just talking shit.
But he
You know.
was. He wasn't even on his own live. He was on his sister's phone.
Right, right.
And because of who he is, it got around. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That was just like a private thing. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like on some network or on somebody's, platform saying this to Bud. He was just,
Right.
he was around his homeboys talking shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
but that's how big this fight is. Anything he says to anybody, and they get it on tape. You know what I'm saying? Is going out there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't even on his stream. They just put that shit out there and it wasn't supposed to be on the airways. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ever notice, EJ, he always tried to respect Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He always tries to respect Crawford. Um, you know what I'm saying? He don't never try to. I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but Bud got a lot of baby mama drama stuff going on. Different you know stuff out there that's low hanging fruit. You see what I'm saying? But they never mention it. You know what I'm saying? It's all on YouTube and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a boxing fan, you just stick to boxing. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? And that's the thing. That irks me about their camp is that they go low. You know what I'm saying? Talk about when they talk about Errol Spence Jr., they'll try to attack him personally, and it's like, man, what I'm saying, that just kind of shows a different level of vitriol going on in this fight. You know what I'm saying? But it does make it bigger, and it does make it a little bit better to know that it's personal. On
Yeah.
one side. You know what I'm saying? But that may not work out for Terrence Crawford because if he's fighting on emotion, you know what I'm saying. That's just just like Ward said, it takes more out of you when you're fighting angry. You know what I'm saying? When you throwing them punches and you emotional, it tires you out. And that's the advice he gave. He was telling Deontay Wilder to don't go out there trying to kill Fury because it wears you out. And what did he do?
Try to kill him.
and what happened to him? He gassed out.
And got killed.
Uh-huh. And so, Ward, but he be wishy washy on some things, but he knows his boxing. You know what I'm saying? He knows his boxing. You know what I'm saying? He gave Deontay some good advice, and Bud, you know what I'm saying? He could take heed to that because I think he's going to be emotional in that fight, and I think he's going to be trying to knock out Errol Spence Jr. And I think that's going to be his downfall. But that's just my opinion.
Right, right. These are all
Hmm.
our opinions. So it's just opinion.
Hmm. Hmm.
We use a
But
little bit of fact to drive our opinions.
right, right. How you got that fight? Yeah, you never told me. So,
I think you mean Earl and Bud.
uh huh,
I see. Here's the thing. Depending on how Earl comes out of this fight with Ugas,
uh huh.
I mean if he has to really work to beat Ugas, I think he's going to be a little more diminished for
Mhm.
Bud. If he
Mhm.
beats up Ugas and wins, I think he has a psychological advantage over Bud. Now,
Mhm.
when the two get in the ring, I want to see Bud win this fight, but
Mhm.
he can't make mistakes. He can't he can't make mistakes. He can't pull straight back. He can't stand there trying to go blow for blow
Mhm.
because that's the way Bud is. That dog in him. You hit me, oh shit! I got to hit you back twice as hard. And in that frame of mind, trying to get his shot back, he catches another shot from Errol.
Well, well, I think Bud, I think he just wants the victory over Errol Spence Jr. I think he wants to box him. You know what I'm saying? I think he want to bag the win. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, I don't think unless if he do come out emotional, it's gonna be bad for him. If he come out there trying to knock Errol Spence Jr. out, it's gonna go bad for him.
Yeah, I don't think he
Because
will though.
I don't think so either. I think he just want to. I think he knows it'll hurt Spence more if he just gets the win, and that's what I think he's shooting for. You know what I'm saying? Because Bud, he's kind of got that petty spirit about him. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Where he taunts you in the ring. So I think he's going to be boxing Spence. You know what I'm saying? And try to get Spence to make a mistake to catch up with him. Taunting him. I could see him, of course, bouncing back on the back foot, trying to bait Errol Spence Jr. into making that commitment on that jab and coming over with the looping shots that he liked to do, and trying to embarrass Errol Spence Jr. with his speed, with his angles and stuff like that, and staying distance, staying way, staying way out of range. Um, I could see that happening, but I think Errol Spence Jr. is going to win. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he's gonna. I think the thing about Bud is every fighter he's fought, they've never. He was always able to slow him down. You see what I'm saying? Keep him from punching. His speed intimidates him. His power intimidates him. And I don't think he'll be able to intimidate Errol Spence Jr. from working. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I think he's going to be forced. I think he's going to be forced to fight a little bit. And now, if he can mix up his boxing and fighting, you know what I'm saying? Because Earl going to continue to pop that jab because that's something that Derek James always, what I'm saying, he's always talking about. And Spence can throw about 32 jabs around. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna throw that jab, even when he get
Even when you get what?
he was getting time over that jab. But see, Spence he does that to stay busy, to keep you making decisions, to keep you fighting. So it'd be interesting to see what kind of adjustment Crawford makes because he never had nobody to just keep pressing him. Because once he time you a couple of good times with some good shots, his fighters tend to stop moving and trying to figure out what their next move's going to be. The cool thing about Errol Spence Jr.'s style to me is that he keeps going for a controlled, calculated way of using his jab, even when he get caught. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna come back with something to keep working. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be interesting to see um, what Crawford's gonna do to negate that work rate. You know what I'm saying? Can he stay out of range? Can he run around for 12 rounds? You know what I'm saying? Keeping Earl, because Crawford once he baits you and get you coming, that's when he catch you with those rear hooks. That's when he
Right.
catch you to the body when you're off guard. He's not going to be able to do that with a fighter with an IQ like Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence Jr. could pick up on. I'm pretty sure he studied Crawford, what he likes to do. Spence, he don't just come running forward. I'm pretty sure he's aware of Crawford range and what he likes to do and stuff. So he's gonna keep working. Somehow he's gonna try to throw his timing off. He's gonna try to put Bud back up against the rope, use his offhand to bang Crawford to the body, make it an ugly fight. And anytime he come near Crawford, he's gonna grab him. You see what I'm saying? And try
Mm.
to work inside. You see, so Crawford can't do that smooth little turn thing he did on Porter. See,
Right.
Porter usually grab you, but he didn't grab Crawford like that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't seem like he was strong enough to uh, to grab Crawford. He wasn't. He didn't do him like he did Spence. He didn't seem like he was in that kind of shape. And Spence he'll take a shot to get in there to work. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And see, that's what he's gonna have to do with Crawford because Crawford gonna be moving. But see, when Crawford punch, that's I don't know if you ever seen Errol. When you throw a punch, he catch it under he'll catch it under his arm, and then he'll start working with the off arm. You see what I'm saying? And that's what he's gonna have to do, stuff like that to Crawford. Um, you know what I'm saying? Because Crawford's gonna be trying to stay on the outside and hope that Errol Spence come to him. And
Right.
Spence don't just come to you like all the other fighters. He'll take a small step, he'll do his gloves, he'll take a small step, do his gloves. So that's where Crawford gonna have to come up with the angles, what I'm saying, to try to either come from the side and come up, or he's gonna have to try to do that hook. And Spence is good at picking off shots, but he's good at grabbing you too. You know what I'm saying? When you commit to any shot. And it's going to be interesting to see how that works. 'Cause I'm trying to think in my mind, just the way Bud fights. in the Wade Spence fight, how would that work out? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I could see.
That mid distance is going to be an issue too.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever can negotiate that mid distance best is going to have the greatest success.
Mm-hmm. But
Because
see,
we know the outside belongs to Bud for the most part. The inside belongs to Errol for the most part.
mm-hmm.
But that middle distance is kind of like that no man's land. Whoever can manage that space best is in a better driver's seat.
Well, I watched how Bud operates in the mid range level. You know what I'm saying? His hands, he relies on his hand speed, not his defense. You see what I'm saying? His feet are his defense and his hand speed. His offense is his defense and his feet are his defense. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he would fight Earl at a mid range level unless he had to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he knows he can't defend himself inside. He knows Earl will take a good shot. You know what I'm saying? And this is something I noticed about Terrence Crawford is he gets hurt easy. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Hurt?
yeah, yeah. For instance, when he get caught, he's get caught. You know what I'm saying? If he sees it coming, he can take it. But when he gets caught, when he don't see it, and that's any boxer really.
Right.
But but see, he's not fighting guys. He's not fighting guys like who got the power to get him up out of there. You see what I'm saying? Well, they don't have the other athletes. They don't have the intangibles to keep going. Like either the hard drop, like when Green Machine was hitting Crawford hard, he intimidated him. You know what I'm saying? From throwing like that again. You see what I'm saying? He took his heart. You know what I'm saying? By smiling at him, by coming forward. He can't do that with Spence. When Spence hit him with something good, he's gonna have to get out of there. You see what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be able to sit there and trade with Spence. He's gonna have to do something different. You know what I'm saying? He either gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, put a really good combination on him, or he's gonna have to do that and get up out of there because he's not gonna be able to bully Spence like that. And Spence gonna keep coming, so he's gonna have to hurt. He's gonna have to hurt Errol Spence Jr., bro. He's gonna have to put him down. Mm. The more I think about it, he's gonna have to put him down. I don't think he's gonna just be able to box him for 12 rounds. And I think Crawford can do it though. I think he can mix it up. If he mix it up to where Spence don't catch on and can't catch on to him on the inside, and he can box and mix it up and fight. You know what I'm saying? If Spence can't match his brawling on the inside, or if Crawford can match him a little bit in brawling, he'll win. You see, he'll win. You know what I'm saying? But if he can't match Spence in the little firefights they're gonna have, and Spence can't get a hold of Crawford, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I could see Crawford winning a close decision. But if Spence able to employ his whole techniques and able to get on the inside, and disrupt Bud from getting a rhythm, because Bud is a rhythm fighter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if he can disrupt Bud from, Porter almost had him. You know what I'm saying? But he caught on to what Porter does, and Bud is a smart dude. You know what I'm saying? He can figure you out and figure out what works. And I think I'm thinking, he'll pot shot Errol Spence Jr. to a win. If he can do that without getting into any firefights, he can win this. But you know what I'm saying? At some point in the fight, I just believe that Crawford's gonna want to go in there and mix it up. I think Earl's gonna start using his whole technique, pushing him to the ropes, pissing off Bud. You know what I'm saying? Wanting him to get that get back, and don't want. He knows how it looks. He's sensitive about how it looks to his fans, and stuff like that. And I think he's gonna try to brawl with Errol Spence Jr. at some point.
I'm back.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try to mix it up with Earl a little bit too much, and Earl will be able to, get in some good work. You know what I'm saying? And I think Earl will outwork him because he's not used to that. He's not used to continually working through the fight.
Who's
You
Earl?
know.
Earl's last 5 fights.
Mhm.
Um, you know, I know. I mean, clearly, I know his last fight with kid out of Philly, Danny. That comes to my mind right away. Um, and then, oh yeah, I got it now. I remember the two Garcias and then Porter.
Mhm.
Yeah, because Earl hasn't knocked anybody out in 4 years.
Mhm.
So statistically speaking,
Mhm.
I don't see him knocking out Terrence.
Mm. I don't know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
neither.
I don't know because the knockout thing is more about styles, and it's
Right.
more about it's more because Mikey Garcia, he wasn't fighting to win. He was fighting to block punches.
Porter was there. Porter was there and on Errol's ass.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
He was fighting a super motivated Porter who's at the height of his powers. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that was the Errol Spence Jr. that fought Bondu. You know what I'm saying? Under Blu-ray training. I think this was Errol Spence Jr., training on his own, you know what I'm saying, trying to do it on his own. And now I think, after the accident, he got more serious about, you know what I'm saying, about becoming better. So I think he got away from the craft of it. And if he's that good, I'm saying, not really focused, I'm saying, on what he's supposed to be doing, having fat camps, I think that kind of affected his abilities in the ring. Say your talent can only go so far. You
right.
know what I'm saying? You got to be dedicated. To the sport to get the full, performance that you want. And I think he understands that after these fights. With that fight with Sean Porter, taught him something. Danny Garcia just didn't have the tools to do nothing for him. Um, I don't really think he learned nothing from that fight. Um, Danny just ain't one of them kind of fighters that make you think much. And but I think he realized he got to be dedicated. What I'm saying, to fight on the next level that he's got to go. And I think Uga's gonna be that, like you said, that's gonna be the fight to tell you what he's gonna do against Crawford. You see, I think that's the fight that's gonna bring it out, and we see where he at. You
Right.
see, what I'm saying? Because Ugas, he's always in shape. He's always committed, and if Errol bullshitting, I don't know who this new conditioning dude is, but if he ain't improving, Errol Spence Jr. is gonna show.
Yeah.
If he can't get Ugas or hurt Ugas, it's gonna show. And I think, like you said, that's gonna make Terrence Crawford feel even more confident um, in his ability to win. But like you said, it's just hard to tell, bro. You know what I'm saying? Crawford on paper and on videos, he looked like he's faster. He looked like he's better footwork, faster hands. You know what I'm saying? But Spence got that fundamental and that physicality. It kind of reminds me of Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
But he's not as good as Hagler. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? He don't have he don't have that switch ability Marvin got, but he could take a punch like Marvin. Um, so he got that ring IQ like Marvel's Hagler. He's got that toughness of Hagler. You know what I'm saying? But he just don't have the same talent to face as Hagler. Uh, it's just that's why it's such a good fight because you just don't know. You know, Crawford just seemed like he got all the tools. You know what I'm saying, of an elite class boxer. But and you know, I look at his videos and I be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Damn, boy, you know that boy fast.
You look at
That boy,
boxing. You look at the breakdown that Boxing Gym did.
yeah. I saw. Boy, boxing gym is crazy as hell. He ain't, boxing gym ain't got no life, bro.
He living this shit.
Bruh, when he some of the punches that they be throwing, when he said Spence be framing up people, I said framing up. I said, man, what? I never heard that before in my life.
Yeah, it's there.
Uh, I know, I believe it. You know what I'm saying? Just some of the vocabulary he has for boxing is crazy. Um, I was like, wow. Yeah, I watch boxing gym all the time. You know, as a matter of fact, he the
No,
one
no, no. I
inspired.
knew. I know you. I know you watched him because you put me onto him.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it ain't no jealousy in this thing.
When you put
Yeah.
me on to him, I said, "Oh, let me go." I said, "Look, if Full Counter said this guy's worth taking a minute to look at, let me take a look." And then when I saw that he was really into the textbook perspective on moves in defensive move, offensive move, footwork, hand positioning, I said, "Oh, this guy's a guy for me,"
Mm.
because I like
Uh,
that kind of shit.
I'll tell you, boxing gym would teach your ass something, boy. You be in there like, I mean, you know it innately, but you don't
Right,
know how to articulate it.
right. And you said
And
that he got the language.
he got the language, bro. I was like, wow. You know, things that you be like, damn, I've been wanting to say that. You know what I'm saying? Boy, he got it. The double shuffle, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Rear counter. I
yeah,
learned that shit from watching him.
yeah. I was telling Southern T about him. I'm like, yeah, we could talk this boxing stuff from a layman's vantage point. But you're talking to a boxing science purist, you got to have that language. Otherwise, you're not sure what exactly he's talking about if you don't see it.
Hmm.
Or you say to the average guy, yeah, Spence uses his right arm for framing. They're like,
No, I was like,
right,
bro, I said, this
right.
dude on another level, bro. I was like, he on a whole another level, bro. I said, he must be just sit home and just watch boxing, bro.
Or he's got
Oh,
years of it.
hmm.
You
I
know,
mean,
when you got a knowledge base, it just comes to you.
man, you go watch. I don't know how many videos you watch, but that boy, I mean, that dude right there, man, shoot, he is something else. I was trying to figure out. I was like, man, how does he get them clips, you know, like that without getting flagged? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I had to figure out you can go to Commons Creative Commons, and you
and
click
get
that, and
permission.
yeah, when you can you can use their clips as long as you're talking over them.
Oh yeah, it makes sense.
Hmm. And as long as you can put text over, that's why I was able to make that Ugas one. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's how I was able to make that. But shoot, man, we've been talking for 2 hours and 3, but we're gonna wrap this one up. Man, I appreciate you coming by, C
And
Wood. You know
I'll
what I'm
be by
saying?
again. I sent
Uh,
you my phone number in the
oh,
email a few weeks ago. I mean, a few days ago.
okay. I'll put
So,
it in, and I'll give
and
you a call so
reach
you'll
out to me.
lock
We'll
me
talk
in.
exactly, and then we can figure out when you're gonna be on again.
Okay. Yeah, I like this vibe, bro. I
We'll
appreciate
talk.
you. Make you my
Appreciate you too.
co-host. All
We'll,
right then.
we'll talk soon. Don't forget to reach out to me. All
Oh, no doubt. Oh, no
right,
doubt.
all right,
All
brother.
right,
Be
bro.
well.
All right. All right, this has been Full Counter Boxing live stream. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you guys, man, watching my videos. We're all boxing brothers. We love the sport. And I'll see you guys in the next time. You know, me and C Wood. Appreciate you.